fight fans, and welcome to the Monday Morning MMA Report. I'm your host, DJ Aries the God, and this is a podcast presented to you by Official MMA Press. Now that we got the introduction out of the way, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. I had 3 promotions I was watching this weekend. I was so happy just to have MMA back, just to have some fights to watch, period. I was so happy. Let's get into a little bit of what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about fighting championships, Fight Night 27, which I got right here on the screen. I'm trying something out today. I got some video that's going to be on the YouTube, Patreon, and the Buy Me a Coffee website. So right here, if you can see whoever's watching the video, I'm talking about Fight Night 27, LFA 199. If for those of you that don't know, LFA is an MMA promotion. It's basically like the NBA G League to the UFC. I like watching it. I like seeing these fighters and seeing the ones that get pulled to the UFC. They usually end up fighting on the prelims, on the fight nights, or they'll fight in a prelim from the pay-per-views. And I like seeing these fighters grow. I like seeing what they do when they make it. Like Brandon Moreno, he came from here. And so, yeah, I'm going to be talking about this promotion. Also, we are going to be talking about the UFC Fight Night 249. Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas. And, man, was I impressed with the output, with the intensity of all 3 promotions. Really, they had me excited, jumping out of my seat pretty much. Like, I get so amped up when I'm watching MMA. I'm like sitting there clenching my teeth. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, something about it. But when you're watching good fights anyway, when you're watching good fights and people are really putting their all in, and it seemed to be, everybody was out there energized. They were ready to put on a show. Like all the fights that I watched, I'll say 100% of the fights that I didn't really see a boring fight. Like I said, I didn't catch every fight from the Fight Night 27, which is that's what I'm going to be talking about first. I caught probably by the time I got home from work, I caught probably the last 3 fights of this promotion right here. I don't usually watch fighting championships just because of my work schedule and when the times that is on, and by the time I watch the playback, I don't have time because the UFC's on or something like that, because they're usually on Fridays. But I did catch the last 3 fights. I'm not really into watching the Muay Thai ones. I like watching the MMA. I know they do one championships. They do, like, they'll have some fights that are just Muay Thai or submission or some kind of jiu-jitsus. Even though I didn't watch all these fights, I'm not gonna break down every fight. I'm gonna start off with if I can pronounce these people's names. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher them, but you can see on the video right here the people who won. So in case anybody is trying to look up sometimes I have trouble finding the cards and who won and who lost. on my phone. So with the video, I got it posted right here. The first fight on here, which I did not see, was there was a bantamweight Muay Thai match, and the winner was Dmitry Kovtun. He won by unanimous decision in the third round. The second fight was Chichiro Sawada versus Meg Bo. And Meg Bo also won by, this was atomweight, MMA. And Meg Bo also won by unanimous decision in the third round. Did not catch that one either. Then we had a catch weight, 160 pounds, 160 pounds. This one was a round one submission win for Enkil Orgil? Enkil Orgil? Bataraku. He fought Aaron Carty. The next fight after that was the strawweight MMA match. It was Tadamzitsu Wada. I'm just going to pronounce their last names. It was Wada versus Zakirov. Zakirov won by unanimous decision. Then we got another catch weight. This one's at 180 pounds, submission grappling. And this one was Langacker versus Leon. And Leon wins by unanimous decision. See, the submission grappling is cool. This is a match that I probably wouldn't. I'm not into that. Like, it seems like it would be a boring. Just sitting there. Like, I don't get that feeling watching people just submission grappling without the strikes. The next fight after that is another catch weight at 160 pounds, 60.5 to be exact. This is a Muay Thai fight. This was Lessie versus Jerome, and Lessie wins round one TKO. I guess it's just a Muay Thai fight, so it's gonna be easy to get TKOs and KOs, all striking right there. Now, this is where I started to catch. This is where I got home from work. I threw on. I had LFA on one screen on my tablet, and I had One Championship on Amazon Prime on the TV in my studio. And I caught. This is where I started watching it. This fight was crazy. Very exciting. I've never watched these two ladies fight before. So when I seen what I was seeing, they were going in. Especially Denise Zambonaga. She is like a little firecracker. She was going in. Like, she's very, very talented. So this one was interim atomweight MMA World Championship between Zambonaga and Rosaina. Zamboana and Rosaina. And Zamboanga wins in the second round, TKO, ground and pound. Rosaina, she just looked like she didn't know what to do with Zamboanga. Like, she couldn't do anything. She was just on the bottom, like, defending the whole time, and it was just too much ground and pound for Rosaina. She's also the fourth ranked fourth in the division, Rosaina. And Zamboanga, she has to fight the actual champion next, which was her training partner. I guess they're actually really good friends. and let me get her name. Her name is Stamp Fairtex, which she has a belt too. I guess she was hurt, or I don't know what's going on with that. They both have a belt in that division, a championship belt. So I guess they have to fight to see who's going to be the undisputed champion. And I'm guessing it's going to be a banger because they were training partners. They're both champions. So who knows each other better than these two ladies right here? You know, they are going to be duking it out. You know what I mean? I'm definitely trying to tune into that one because, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed. So after that, I did catch this catchweight Muay Thai at 150 pounds. This was Jor Peak Utai versus Lineker, and I haven't seen these people fight before. I caught them in on Friday, and they were amping Lineker up, like the promotion. They were just talking crazy about Lineker, like he was a monster. I mean, he is a beast. He is a beast. Like I'm definitely impressed. He definitely started out strong. He was very aggressive. You know, he was imposing his will, but your peak Utai, he weathered the storm, and he got stronger as the fight went on. And I want to say by the end of the second, he was just imposing his will on Lineker. Like, he was just too much. He was definitely just too much. And that was the first. I mean, yeah, that was the first just straight up Muay Thai fight that I watched, like, from beginning to end. So I think I'm gonna try to catch those Muay Thai fights a little more. They were good. They were good. I can't shit on it. It was real good. The last fight of this promotion of that night was catchweight MMA. It was an MMA fight at 156 pounds. It was Tang Kai versus Akbar Abduleev. This was a crazy fight. This is the main fight I wanted to talk about. You know, I know I kind of breezed through this whole card, but this fight was crazy. Tang Kai is the champion of this division right here. And Akbar Abduleev, if I'm pronouncing it right, I apologize. I'm probably not. Akbar Abduleev is undefeated in this division. He hasn't been tested. Well, I'm not going to say he hasn't been tested, but he's fighting the champion. And from what I seen, the highlights, when I looked up Tang Kai, he's a monster. He's a straight up monster. And, you know, I'm watching this fight. The fight did go 5 rounds. But it was all Akbar Abduleev. It was his fight from beginning to end. He imposed his will, something crazy. He's still undefeated, but I was expecting a competitive fight, and it was not competitive at all. It was a one-sided fight, and the messed up part about it is it wasn't for the title. So Tang Kai got beat up bad. He got beat up bad. Like, it wasn't even a close fight at all. He got destroyed. He lost in the 5th round TKO. They said this is the first time Tank Kai ever even got taken down. I think he got taken down in the first round. I think it was the first round or the second round. Got taken down easy. The announcer saying this is the first time he's ever been taken down. After that, Abdulev, he just had a motor on him. He didn't get tired. Like I know Tank Kai was like at one point he was just like, what the did I get myself into? He had to be. My only thing is how would I want to know how Tank Kai feels getting demolished like that and still saying he's the champion of that weight division. I don't know. If it was a close fight, I wouldn't really be talking about it. But if I got beat up that bad, I'd probably just give up the title and just try to you know what I mean? Like I don't know the word for it, but I wouldn't be walking around boasting and bragging that I'm the champion of that weight division when you got smacked around like it was crazy. It wasn't even close. Wasn't even competitive. It was embarrassing. I mean, I don't know. I want to say embarrassing. I mean, it had the potential to be a good fight. I could tell he just wasn't prepared. I think when they do fight for the belt, he'll be better prepared, and hopefully it'll be a better fight. But I don't know. It was just not the way I would want to lose if I was the champion. You know what I mean? My video got a little messed up right there. What I was looking at. Vacate. I think Tank Kai should vacate the belt. And maybe him and Akbar Abdulev should fight for the belt, but not with him coming in as the champion, because that was just Abdulev. He put on a masterclass. He gave him a straight up ass whooping. So yeah, nah. I don't want to see all this Tank Kai coming in. I'm the champ. Blah blah blah. Nah, he just got smashed. Something crazy. Next up on the docket is LFA 199. For those of you that are unfamiliar, LFA is the Legacy Fighting Alliance. And again, this is like the G League to the UFC. Like, these fighters come in here and they got to prove themselves. They prove themselves. They build up a reputation. They catch a win streak. And Dana White and the UFC, they take a chance on them. Sometimes a lot of these fighters go to the Dana White's Contender Series, or they go to the Ultimate Fighter, or they just straight up, they go to fight in the prelims or the early prelims when, people get hurt or, they fill in, things like that. I actually like this promotion a lot. I got the UFC Fight Pass, so, I catch all these fights, whenever. It's very convenient. I do like the app. It's pretty good. I didn't catch the prelims for this LFA 199. I normally don't catch the prelims. I normally just catch the main card for the LFA fights. I catch the main card. I call every fight, and actually I wrote some notes down. Let me flip the page because there we go. Yeah, so I caught every fight. By the time I got home, it was in the second fight of this card, which was Billy Ray Valdez versus Larry Gonzalez Jr. So I had to rewatch the Edmund Kwan versus Sheldon Struble. And it was a whack fight. That fight was kind of garbage. Edmund Kwan won, but he was getting beat up. Like, he was getting beat up the first round. The fight looked very amateurish, which I know that these guys are, like I said, the G League, so I don't expect them to be more like the UFC. But it was kind of a boring fight. I'm not really gonna cover it. Edmund Kwan won by TKO, ground and pound, but it wasn't really all that. The second fight, though, Billy Ray Valdez versus Larry Gonzalez Jr., that was a slugfest. That was a good fight. Valdez, he was beating up Gonzalez Jr. Like, Gonzalez Jr. was doing his best impression of a human punching bag. And I was kind of feeling bad for him. He was getting smoked. The whole fight, both fighters threw over 400 strikes. And this is a heavyweight fight. And they threw over 400 strikes. And more than half of those strikes landed on Gonzalez Jr. When I say he was a human punching bag, he was a human punching bag for real. Valdez was throwing combos. He was landing, but I'll give it to Gonzalez. He got a chin on him because he was taking the beating. And he was doing his thing. And going into the third round, he landed some good strikes of his own, and it looked like Valdez was tired. I think if they had another round, Gonzalez could have probably laid Valdez out, but it's only 3 rounds. It's not a championship fight. So yeah, it just is what it is. Valdez definitely, he won unanimously for sure. And yeah, that was pretty cool. When I was first watching it, I'm like, damn, these guys are not even in shape. Like, but they had a gas tank on them. They didn't look in shape, but they were in shape. They had energy all 3 rounds, swinging, just going for it, back and forth. The next fight was Theo Hag versus Sad Magomedov Abudugaziv, and this was a quick fight. Abudugaziv, he came out firing, a lot of energy, confident. But Theo Hag kept his composure. He looked way more experienced in there. He just kept his cool, and he ended up winning the fight a minute 49 in with a rear naked chokehold. Pretty simple, nice technique. Yeah, not much to say about that one. The next fight was Rafael. Wait, did I skip one? Oh yeah, I did skip one. The next one was a good one. It was Cherchev versus Bayertsgats. Yeah, I don't know. These dudes got some names on them, I'll tell you that. This one was a good one. Bayertsgat, I believe that's how you pronounce it. This was a good one. Cherchev, he looked real polished out there. He was landing a ton of shots. Round 1, right out the gate. He's landing a ton of shots. He's getting out the way. He's circling. He looks good. He was landing a lot of spin kicks in this fight. Bayertsgats, though, he got a lot of respect from me. He got a chin on him too. He was eating a lot of shots. And he looks like that fighter that if he lands one good shot, like he got knockout power. He lands a shot, he's laying somebody down. So Churchill, he did real good. You know, he was hitting him with combos. He just looked like a little more polished in there, more experienced. When he started getting tired in the third round, he started taking him down. Smart. It was smart. Very, very smart way of fighting. And that was actually a really good fight. It was exciting. It was good. It was good. I want to see Byron Scott fight again. I want to see Churchill fight again. I think he's got a lot of potential. The next fight was featherweight, 145. It was this one was cool. This one was an amazing finish. It was Rafael Namacento versus Brandon Altomir. And this one was cool. This was a first round finish. It was a calf slicer submission, which I never seen someone finish the fight with a calf slicer. But actually, that's why I didn't recognize. I actually wrote down, I guess it's his nickname I wrote down, Rafael Militia. Rafael Militia. So yeah, I'm just gonna call him by what I seen on the television. Rafael Militia, he ended it quick. It was a quick fight. He won the fight with a calf slicer. It looked disgusting. It looked like he was about to snap Altomir's leg and his knee and his ankle. Like he was in a real compromising position for real. It was a little disgusting, but he was he let him go. He didn't hurt him. I don't think he hurt him. He looked to be fine, but it looked like he could have damn near ripped his leg off. Real good win. That's very impressive. That's going on his highlight reel for sure. Let's go to the next fight. We're almost done here with the LFA 199. It was the Josh Hokett versus John Lopez. And Josh Hokett, he ended this fight pretty quick. You know, it was Lopez didn't look like he was ready for the spotlight. Hokett went in there, just beat him up real quick. Looked like it didn't take much effort. You know, he not much to talk about. It was pretty boring. He got him down to the ground, TKO'd him, ground and pounded him. Hopefully Josh Lopez could get in there and get his game up, train harder. I don't know, maybe, MMA is hard. I'm not saying I could do it. It ain't for everybody, though. Maybe he could be start a podcast like me and be a fan and talk about MMA. So that brings us to the main event, which was crazy. This was Visconde versus Farias. And Farias was the favorite to win. He was the favorite by like a long shot. When I went to check, he was like plus 500, 600, something crazy like that. And Eric Visconde, he took the fight on a 2 weeks notice. So that's probably explaining why he was such an underdog. But he took the fight in a 2 week notice, went in there, took control early, imposed his will early. And it wasn't looking good. It wasn't looking good round one for Farias. And, into this early in the second round, Visconde, he points to his head, telling him to watch out with the head button. He tells Farias, watch out with the head button. Because they had collided heads. And not too long after that, he knocks him out with a spinning elbow that landed flush. Like flush. It couldn't get any better than that. KO'd him. Something crazy. If you want to see the video, it's posted on Official MMA Press. It's a reel on there. I think I shared it on my DJ Aries the God page on x.com. If you want to see the video of Visconti doing that spinning elbow knockout to Farias, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I was going crazy watching that. It was definitely a beautiful spinning elbow. I kind of feel bad for Farias, just because, you always feel bad to lose like that. But this is why we love the sport. Anybody could win at any time. Whoever bet on Visconti, took him, period, straight up, just winning the fight, they got paid. Because he was that much of an underdog that $20 would have got you a nice payday. $20 would have got you a nice payday on that fight. I'm mad I didn't bet on it. Looking at it, I was like, this is going to be a close fight. I should have probably put some money on that. I don't know why I didn't. But I normally don't bet on LFA. It's just kind of like throwing money away. You just don't know who's who. These fighters haven't gained popularity. But this one, just from looks, you could tell it was going to be a close fight. Even if you were able, sometimes I bet on DraftKings, and sometimes they don't let you bet the rounds on LFA, because they could lose a lot of money too, so they let you just bet the fighter. But I probably should have. I should have took Visconti. I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch and see what happens. He was calling out the UFC, saying that if they ever need somebody to step in, call them. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Eric Visconti in the UFC, maybe on the Dana White Contender Series. Maybe on the Ultimate Fighter. I think that'll be pretty dope. Yeah, we gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see how that goes. But yeah, I'm excited. That was pretty cool. Next on the docket, we have the UFC Fight Night 249, Dern versus Hebas. And I did not catch. Actually, I was going to say I didn't catch the prelims on this one, but I caught the last two fights of the prelims. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the fights that I didn't watch, just in case some, the fans out there care and want to know who won. I mean, I'll just show it on my video, because now I have a video on YouTube. Again, it's going to be on YouTube. Official MMA Press. The links are in my link tree, or the Official MMA Press link tree, which is going to be on my page. It'll probably be in the description of this episode. Also on Patreon, I'm just naming places where you could watch the video. Where and also this website. There's a website called Buy Me a Coffee, which is pretty cool. It's pretty creative, and it's like a Patreon. Again, subscribe. Follow, like, all this content is free. So even if you watch it on Patreon, if you watch it on Buy Me a Coffee, this podcast is completely free. And leave a comment, interact. You know what I mean? I'll respond. So yeah, let's go through the. I'm gonna go through the fights I didn't see, and just name the winners. It was Aliv. The first fight was Aliv versus Salicki. And Aliv wins by unanimous decision. That was a unanimous decision. The next fight was Klein versus Dudakova. And this was a KO. Or TKO. It says KO, TKO. This was ended in round 2 by Klein. Klein is the winner in that one. You know what? I'm going to go back and watch that one, because I love a good KO, TKO. That was a strawweight bout. Next was Zialuv versus Lopez. And Lopez wins that one by unanimous decision. After that, we had Karakate and Kalari. And this was a split decision. Caracate wins the third round. After that, we have Preston Parsons versus Jacoby Smith. And Jacoby Smith wins KO round 1. He was the favorite to win that one. Looking at the odds right here, he was a 550 favorite. So it makes a lot of sense right there. They kind of threw Parsons to the wolves. It looks like he shouldn't have been there. The next fight is Thiago Moises versus Trey Ogden. Trey Ogden. And I'm getting better with the names. See? Those are easy ones, though. Trey Ogden. This one was a unanimous decision also, which, prelims. There's a lot of unanimous decisions. Not really a lot of knockouts. From what I see, though, there's 2 knockouts. I'm going to actually watch the Jacoby Smith one, too. Jacoby Smith and Klein. I'm going to have to write that down so I go back and watch them. So this is when I started watching the fight night. It was this fight right here. It was Tulio versus Pateria. And Tulio was the favorite. Let me go to my notes right here. But Tulio was the favorite. He watching it, he got away with a couple illegal blows. It looked like Pateria was he had a little momentum. And Tulio, I don't know if it was on purpose. It probably wasn't on purpose. It looked like he was going for a knee to the stomach. But he ended up hitting Pateria with a low blow. And it was a bad low blow too. Like he was down. I think he took like 4 out of the 5 minutes that they give. I also think it was 2 low blows. He hit him with 2 low blows. That's what it was. I was thinking it was an eye poke, but no, he hit him with 2 low blows. And then after that, it was just a TKO. He knocked him out. He laid him out. Not to make any excuses or nothing, but them low blows shift the momentum, whatever. Tulio did look good out there. He did look good. But yeah, no, not to make excuses for Pateria. It was a KO. The next one was Jose Johnson versus Felipe Bunez, and this one was crazy. And this one was crazy because I did not see it going the way it went. I did not see it ending the way it ended. Jose Johnson looked great on the feet. He looked poised, polished. He looked very comfortable. And Felipe Bunez looked like he was in trouble early on. He looked like he was in trouble. But Bunez, this is why I love MMA. It's not all about the stand-up. Bunez ended up ending the fight with the armbar. Round 1 in 2 minutes. It looked like Johnson got his arm broken. But, he's probably feeling it today. Definitely feeling it today. But I just didn't see it going that way. But Bunez took him to the ground. It looked like it looked great. It looked great. I was surprised. I love being, thrown for a loop. That was crazy. I want to see Jose Johnson fight again. He does have to, work on his ground game, on his jiu-jitsu. And Bunez he should probably work on his stand-up. But he got the W, man. I did not see it going that way. Let me give Bunez a round of applause. I keep forgetting I got sound effects on here. It's new. I'll get used to it though. I'll get used to it. All right, so that was it for the prelims, and like I said, those were the only two prelim fights that I seen. But now time for the main card. The main card. Oh man, this was an exciting main card. Except for the first fight, which was Soriano versus Medic. That one ended kind of quick. 31 seconds, it says right here. 31 seconds. I did not see Medic getting knocked out the way he did. Especially he was a favorite. I mean, I was talking about him in the first, my intro episode. I was saying how he's a beast. And, I thought he was going to win this one easy. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was going to win this one easy. Soriano went in there and just caught him. Caught him with a nice 1-2, laid him out. It was over before it started. But that's MMA. That's MMA. Yeah. Any Saturday, anybody could win with any punch, kick, submission. It's crazy. The next fight, Christian Rodriguez versus Austin Bashi. Not much to say about this fight. Christian Rodriguez, he put on a masterclass out there. He looked really good. He looked like he was just an experienced fighter. He looked like an experienced fighter. And Bashi looked like the moment was too big for him. He just did not look good. He looked uncomfortable on the feet. He kept trying to take Rodriguez down, and Rodriguez was, just staying calm. He had good defense. I think Bashi's still green as far as UFC. It was mad funny. It was super funny because after round one, he's losing bad after round one. And the round ends, and Bashi puts up his arms like he did something. He's like, and I'll tweet it. I'm like, why the hell is he putting his arms up? Does he not know what we all just seen? Like, we can see you in there. You ain't in there with just you and him. We can see you in there, and it ain't look good. But shout outs to him. I think he got a lot of potential. Like his takedowns, and he looks like he could grapple. He'll be able to grapple with the best of them. He just gotta, I don't know, maybe it was a mental thing or something. But shout outs to Christian Rodriguez. He did his thing. He did his thing. It was definitely unanimous. He was putting on a clinic out there. I think the second round or the third round was just super. Oh yeah, it was the third round. The third round looked like Rodriguez was just breaking him down. It was just, but he has the potential. So I'm not gonna go too much more into that. I think Rodriguez is on a winning streak. I think he's on a winning streak. I gotta check. Let me see if it I don't see it. Oh yeah, let's see right here. Wow, look at these stats. Look at these stats on Rodriguez. Yep, he's on a 3-fight winning streak. Nope. Sorry, wrong information. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. Yeah. 4-fight winning streak right there. They got to put some respect on that boy's name right there. Definitely. Let's see who he's going to fight next in the featherweight division. You guys think he's ready for Christian Rodriguez? You think Christian Rodriguez is ready for the top 10 or a top 10 fight? He got 4 in a row. I don't know. He got to fight somebody a little bit better than Bashi. I think this was Bashi's debut. Austin Bashi. But Now for the next fight, which was Chris Curtis versus Roman Kopylov. I had Kopylov. I put money on this fight. I had Kopylov winning this fight. I thought he was gonna win it under 2.5 rounds. I actually bet under 2.5 rounds. I thought he was gonna end the fight. I didn't think Chris Curtis had the gas tank to last, all 3 rounds. He's super powerful. Chris Curtis surprised me. I thought he was gonna win. Like after I tweeted Kopylov under 2.5, because that's where I put my money. Chris Curtis went out there, and in the first round they were exchanging, but you could tell Chris Curtis's punches hurt a lot more. They were doing a lot more damage than Kopylov. Kopylov was throwing them in bunches. He was landing a lot of combinations, but they weren't doing the damage that Chris Curtis's punches were doing. Curtis caught him with a uppercut that just changed the whole momentum of the whole fight, and it shifted the energy. I give Curtis round 1. I think round 1 Curtis got. Kopylov, he started picking up steam. He got comfortable. I think he started getting more confident in the second round, and he was just landing a lot more combos. Like I said, they weren't doing the damage, but he was peppering them up. The third round, I would have gave that one to Kopylov too. I think Kopylov was gonna win regardless by decision, but he got dropped. I think it was like 3 or 4 seconds left. Chris Curtis got dropped, and Mark Smith looked at him, and he stopped the fight with 3 seconds left in the third. Now, a lot of people on Twitter did not agree with the stoppage, but a lot of people did agree with the stoppage. It's real controversial. So, I want to hear what the fans think about the stoppage. Do you think Mark Smith did the right thing? Me personally, I think he did the right thing, because when you see him stop the fight, he wasn't looking at Kopylov at all. He was looking at Curtis the whole time. And if he felt like he was protecting Curtis, that's his job. That's the ref's job, is to protect the fighters. I feel like he did a good job of that. Curtis is mad, obviously, because the method of which he lost by, it don't look good on your record. I would be mad too, especially with 3 seconds left. But it's not like, if Mark Smith looked at Kopylov and then looked at Curtis, and he seen that Kopylov wasn't gonna attack him and stop the fight anyway, I think I would be more upset. But he was looking at Curtis the whole time. Curtis, he looked out of it. So I think it was good. I think it was a good stoppage. I think he did his job correctly. And that's just my opinion on it. If you guys feel differently, I want to know why you feel differently. And if you disagree with what I'm saying, tap in. You could DM me on Twitter. X.com. Or you can comment on the Patreon or any of the sites. I'll get it. And the website, Buy Me a Coffee. Like I said, my link tree is going to be on the description of this episode and every episode from here on out. So, like I said, I'm just getting started with this show, and it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, but I'm having a lot of fun for sure. But let me know what you think about this Chris Curtis versus Roman Kopylov. That's why I love UFC, MMA, period. Just the controversy. You just can't escape it. There's going to be something going on every card that people don't agree with or whatever. So let's go to the next fight. Next fight is Cesar Almeida versus Abdul Razak Alhassan. This was a crazy fight too, like back to back, one right after the other. Crazy fight. Cesar Almeida looked real good in there. He looked, how he was supposed to look, experienced. This was just a case. This fight was a case of experience versus the non-experienced, and I think Alhassan, there it is. I was saying it wrong. I'm sorry. Alhassan is going to come back way better. Because I think he could beat him. It was just Cesar Almeida. He had more experience. When Alhassan dropped him, he ended up dropping him in the first round. He got overzealous and just was throwing haymakers like wild, not straight punches, more like coming from the outside, like just I'm throwing all my weight into this. And I don't blame him. He wanted to end it. He had the killer instinct to go in there and I'm just gonna drop him. And Almeida, he stayed composed. And while Alhassan was throwing the crazy haymaker, he stuck him clean right in the jaw, laid him out cold, and he gets the knockout. I think this was another one. It was like almost at the end of the first. And I don't know how much time was left. Was it 20 seconds or something like that left? It was something like that. But the way Alhassan looked after the fight, I felt real bad for him. Like, I was going crazy until I seen him sitting on that chair. Like, he looked like he was hurt. So I just want to give a shout out to him for being a warrior. Give him a round of applause. Nah, I'm not going to give him a round of applause. I'm going to give Almeida a round of applause. But I want to wish Alhassan a speedy recovery, and hopefully nothing's wrong with him. Hopefully he's, he could bounce back, because he didn't look good. He didn't even stand to get, when they raised Almeida's hand, he stayed on the chair while the doctors attended to him. So, I'm gonna give him some prayers, and hopefully he's good. But, really good fight. This is our next fight is Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Carlston Harris. This was another controversial fight. Stoppage. Another controversial one. It was back and forth. I think in the first round when I was watching it looked like Ponzinibbio, he got hit in the back of the head. Like, I don't know if that was blood from the other fighter, but he had blood on the back of his head. He was actually complaining about it too. But this was a good fight. This was definitely a good fight. Ponzinibbio, he looked good. So did Harris, though. This was a bit of a back and forth. I feel like Harris won the first round. Ponzinibbio, he won the second round. His name be bugging me out. Like, I can't even pronounce. Like, I could pronounce it, but it's just so weird. It's like 3 I's and N just right in the middle of his name. A couple B's in there. But this was another controversial match because it was stopped in the third round, and Harris was taking some shots. Harris was wobbled. He was taking some shots. Like I said, let me see what I wrote right here, because I wrote some notes on the rounds. They were exchanging a lot. Yep. Harris got the first round, like I said. In the second round, Ponzinibbio, he was overthrowing at first, He went out there strong. He took control early of the fight, like of the second round. He went in there, tried to establish dominance. He wobbled Harris in the second round. But so that was the turning point for the fight. The second round, Ponzinibbio, he did some damage and hurt him. So, this continued into the third round where he hurt him again. I think he dropped him. But Harris was on his feet throwing punches back, and the ref jumps in and stops the fight. This one, I don't agree with the stoppage at all. I feel like Harris, it should have went to the decision. Well, I think it would have went to the decision. Maybe Ponzinibbio would have ended it. But I feel like the opportunity was stolen from Harris to try to work his way back into it. That was just a bad one because the ref's job is to protect the fighters, but Harris was throwing punches back. So the ref just threw himself in there. I don't know. Maybe he's seen something that we all didn't see because, he's in there with them. But as a fan watching on the television, it looked like he shouldn't have stopped the fight. So I do kind of feel bad for Harris because, you lose by a TKO. I feel like that looks worse than losing by decision, obviously. But yeah, comment on this one too. I want to hear what everybody thinks about this one. You could go comment on YouTube, on the website, on my link, Buy Me a Coffee. Comment on there, or the Patreon for sure, or any other. I think any of the other links. If you got Spotify, Apple, this podcast is going to be on all streaming platforms. So wherever you listen or watch this episode, comment. I want to know your guys' opinion on the Ponzinibbio versus Harris fight and the Chris Curtis versus Kopylov about the ref stopping the fights. I agree with one. I disagree with the other. We're just going to leave it like that. And now for our main event, Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas. The second fight between these two ladies. The first one, Ribas, she got the W. She got the W the first one. This was like 5 years ago. I won some money on this one, actually. I made the bet last minute. I was just watching their, their interviews and their stuff on, the clips when they're interviewing them and stuff before the fight. I was looking at Mackenzie Dern. She looked like she was in great shape. Ribas said that she looked good. Like that Dern looked like she was a different fighter, but also that she's a different fighter as well. So I just felt like Dern, she was gonna be super ready for this fight. It was a great fight. Like I said, I threw a little bit of money on it right before the fight started because I did not know who to pick, and it paid out. Mackenzie Dern won in the third round with a second armbar victory of the night. The first one was in the prelims where we previously discussed. It was Felipe Bunez on Jose Johnson. And the second one was the main event, Mackenzie Dern on Amanda Ribas. And it was a sick armbar. It was sick. It was a good fight. The first round, I feel like the first round went to Mackenzie Dern. She looked like she was just in control. Ribas came into the second round. I feel like she got the second round, the better of the second round. And then the third round, it was like a toss-up. It was a lot of groundwork on that third round. And it was just beautiful. Just a beautiful transition into the armbar that Mackenzie Dern ended the fight with. I'm happy because I won some money on that fight. I didn't really bet a lot of the fights. I think I won 2 and I lost 3. So I didn't do a parlay. I just did individual ones. I won. So I won the Mackenzie Dern. I also won the Ponzinibbio. Oh no, I won 3 because I won the Kopylov one too, and I lost 2 because I had Eurosmetic and I had Jose Johnson. I lost those 2. So actually, I got pretty good odds. I won 3, lost 2. You can't beat that. I didn't parlay anything because I just wasn't confident in any of the picks. But, that's one thing I'm going to talk about more in the upcoming episodes is my picks. If anybody wants to tell me, great for you. I do all right in betting MMA. I do all right. So in case somebody wants to educate me, and maybe I could follow their picks, if they do better. Maybe I could have them on the show talking about, their picks and why and their odds and all that. Maybe they're more of an expert than me. I mean, I'm not claiming to be an expert. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, this was a good fight. And these women were so classy too. Ribas went in there, and I thought it was mad cute. She was greeting Dern's daughter and stuff like that. And I like Dern's response. She was just saying like she's ready to fight whoever. She doesn't want to necessarily fight for the title. She wants to work her. She'll fight whoever. She wants to do it the right way. She says she doesn't want to just jump and fight for a title, possibly win, and then lose it, I guess. I don't know. I don't get her way of thinking. It's her way of thinking. Let her do what she got to do. But yeah, it was a really good card. And I think all the fighters put a lot of effort in there. And I was greatly entertained by all three promotions. Especially this UFC Fight Night, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have high hopes for this card. I didn't think it was gonna be as exciting as it was. I was just happy that the UFC's back. I'm just like, yeah, UFC's back, dope, let's get it. But it ended up being more than what I expected, and that's always a good thing. But now I want to get into predictions for next week for UFC 311. Let me get over here, and there we go. Islam Makhachev is fighting Arman Sarukian, their second fight. Yeah, this is gonna be a banger. Let's see if we could get the card over here. Here we go. Main card, baby. I'm going to start from the bottom up. Let me see if I see anything on the prelims that is going to... Yeah, it's a lot. Let me see if there's anybody on the prelims that I want to personally watch. I don't see anyone on the prelims that I'm personally interested in. Oh, Johnny Walker was supposed to fight, but I just seen today that I don't think he's fighting. I don't think he's fighting next week. I think he got injured. So I think they're trying to find somebody to fight Bogdan Guskov, because Johnny Walker is out for this one, I believe. So as of right now, this is what the card is, and this I'm talking about the main card. The first fight is going to be Kevin Holland and Reiner de Ridder. This one's gonna be a close one. I think Kevin Holland's gonna get this one. If you know what? I'm gonna go through them, and then I'm gonna do a little parlay that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put one out there and see if anybody agrees or disagrees. So this one I'm gonna go Kevin Holland. That's my prediction for this main event of 311. The next fight is Benir Dariush and Renato Moicano. I'm gonna go with the underdog. I'm gonna take Dariush. I think Dariush is going to win this one. He's a beast. I think he got a lot to prove. I think this is. I'm gonna go with Dariush. I think he's gonna win. That's my prediction. Jerry Prochazka. I can't pronounce his last name. Prochaska. Jerry Prochaska versus Jamal Hill. I didn't like what I seen from Jerry last fight when he fought Alex Pereira. He got beat bad. I think Jamal Hill wants to fight Pereira really bad. I think he wants his get back. I think he's super motivated. I think he is super determined to fight Alex Pereira. I think he rolls over Jerry. And next week, I think he rolls him over. Knockout. I see a knockout first or second, under 2.5 rounds. I see a knockout. Jamal Hill, for sure. The co-main event: Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I think Nurmagomedov got this one. I think he's gonna be the new champion. This is for the bantamweight title. I think Nurmagomedov is gonna, he's Khabib's cousin. Those guys they train like they're just different. They're different. It's gonna be a good fight though. I wouldn't be surprised if Merab wins. I think it's Nurmagomedov's time. I think he's gonna get this belt. And then for the main event, Islam Makhachev versus Arman Sarukian. I think this is a toss-up. I don't think that Islam is unbeatable. I think he's very beatable. I could see this fight going either way. I think I don't know who to pick. I'm gonna leave this fight off my parlay. But I'm gonna bet Arman Sarukian because he is an underdog plus 300. So it's kind of a toss-up. So it kind of makes sense for me to go. If it's a toss-up, I'm gonna go with the underdog, which is plus 300. That's the only way you're gonna make money, and I think it's pretty even. I think it's gonna be pretty even. I think whoever wins is gonna start taking off in like the 4th round. I think the 4th round is where it gets busy. Whoever got the bigger tank is gonna win. You can't count out Islam. I don't know. This one is that it. There's no wrong answer for this one. I think it's more of who were you more of a fan of for this main event right here. So if I'm doing a parlay, which I am, I'm gonna do Kevin Holland, Dariush. I'm gonna do Jamal Hill and Umar Nurmagomedov. That's going to be my main parlay that I'm going to do. And I'm going to do another parlay, just a 2-fight parlay. And I'm going to do the 2 underdogs, which would be Merab and Arman Sarukian. Yeah. So I think that's about it. That's about it for the show today. It's been great. I had a lot of fun recording. It's a little weird for me at, starting off in the beginning, but I got a little more comfortable. It's fun recording. It's fun recording. I just got to get into a routine and the swing of things, and the show is going to get better as it goes on. But for now, follow the show wherever you stream your podcast. That's where this show is going to be. It doesn't matter. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeart, wherever you stream. This show will be there. Stream, follow, like, subscribe. All the keywords everybody says. It helps the algorithm push this show out there. And comment. Leave topics in the comments, and I'm gonna read them. Get back to them. Other than that, I'm DJ Aries the God. This is the Monday Morning MMA Report. And this podcast is presented to you by Official MMA Press. You guys have a good week out there. I'll holla at y'all next week. Peace.